Hello everybody, this is Alan here, aka Cheetah, and welcome to this beginner's guide to Visual Basic. Visual Basic is a programming language that's very easy for you to start with. It is very intuitive, and the imperative version of Visual Basic, which is what we're going to do, is extremely easy. Now, I'm going to assume that you already installed and downloaded Visual Studios. But if you haven't, you can get it from the Visual Studio's website, and you can download the Express version, which is free. Although I'm using the professional version, there's absolutely no features on the professional version that you wouldn't find on the Express versions for the purpose of these tutorials. Now let's go ahead and start. Now the first thing that we want to do is to create the project that we're going to use. To create a new project, you can either type in Ctrl-Shift-N or click on this button on the top left. What you want to do is to make sure they have Visual Basic clicked over here on the left, and you have clicked on the console application. Now you want to name your project. I'm going to name this project Lessons, as these are the beginner lessons, and I'll be using this for all future tutorials on this series. Go ahead and click enter, and this will generate some code for you. Now, module 1, it's something that you really don't need to worry about. It's not something that you're ever going to use on the start, unless you become way more advanced on programming and you really into imperative programming. The submain, however, it's important for you to understand what it does. Once you run the program, the first thing that the computer will do is to check what to do on the submain. It's the very first thing that's executed. So this is where you want to put your code, and you can identify the submain for the submain declaration, which is this first line over here, and the end sub, which determines the end of the submain. You can also see that they are related, because once you click on either the end sub or the sub, they both get highlighted, and you can also collapse it with these plus and minus sign over here, and this will collapse everything that's inside. So even if we put a lot of space on it, it will still collapse. Now, before we run or do anything, before we do anything to this project, I'm going to run so you can see how this how a console application looks like. Now, be mindful that's going to be very quick, because as soon as it starts running, you'll notice there's nothing else to do, and it will close automatically. So keep a close eye. Now, as you could see, it opened very quickly and then it disappeared, because as I said, it looked at the submain and saw that there's nothing else to do, and it closed. All the console applications will do the same. Once they have nothing else to do, they will close automatically. And to run the program, you can either click on this start symbol over here, where my mouse is right now, or you can press the F5 key. I normally press the F5 key myself, but there is no difference. You can just choose whatever you prefer. Now, what we want to do is to let the user of this console application to enter text. This will not only allow the user to enter text, it will also pause the program, because you will wait for the text to be entered, which will allow us to see whatever we write into the console. So to do that, what you want to do is to make sure that you are within the submain and the end sub, and you want to type in console, so it knows that whatever you're going to do is to the console, dot read line. Now the read line will allow you to enter text, and as soon as you press enter, it will continue doing whatever it has to do. Since we won't have anything after that, it will close the program. So let me run it so you can see how the console actually looks like. And as you can see, this is an empty console application because we haven't typed in anything yet. Although it does allow you to enter text. This is a trial run. and as soon as I press enter, you'll notice that there's nothing else to do and it will close. Now this is how to enter text, but how would you do for the console to actually write text? To do that is very easy. You want to do console, so it knows that what you're doing is to the console dot Writeline, and then you want to open brackets and close brackets, and within these you want to write whatever you want to write. Now it wouldn't be as simple as writing hello world, because if you just type text in like this, it will understand those are keywords and it will look to see what do they mean programmatically, and since they don't mean anything, that's an error, and you can identify the errors by the blue squiggly line, and you also have an error list over here, so we have 2 errors. Now the way for you to fix these errors is to tell the computer that these are not keywords, these are text. So you want the computer to treat it as a text, and to do that's very easy. Simply put it between quotation marks, and you notice that the font will also change to this red brownish color, which is the default color for a text. So you consider that that's a text. And now that the blue squiggly lines are gone, we can run the program. So once again I will hit F5, and as you can see we have our hello world written in there. And once again you can type stuff in, hello indeed, and once you press enter it will close. Now this is how to type in text. But what if you want your program to actually think a little bit and calculate something for you? Then what you'd want to do is to actually see whatever you want it to calculate. So you're going to once again type in console.writeline, and then between these brackets is what you want it to write. Now if you want it to calculate numbers, you don't want it to treat like text, so you're not going to use the brackets. So you're simply going to type in something like let's do 5 plus 5, and if we get it right we should see hello world 10, and hello world is the text that we typed in, and 10 is the result of 5 plus 5, and since numbers are key digits or keywords I guess, and a plus is a keyword or key element, it understands that it is supposed to calculate that and will give us the answer. And once again, once we press enter it will close the program. Now the operators that you can use are plus, minus, divided, times, and mod. Now mod, it's a very useful operation that will divide the first number by the second number, and it will give you the remainder. The remainder, if you don't understand what that means, is the rest. So for example, if you divide 4 by 2, you get 2 with 0 remainders, it's nothing left. But if you divide let's say 3 by 2, you get 1 with 1 left, so 1 is the remainder. So let's just do that, mod 3 2, we should get hello world and 1. Now that's it for this tutorial. If you like these tutorials and if you like these sort of things of programming, feel free to hit like and subscribe to my channel so you'll be able to follow all the new tutorials that come up. I will continue this series, and the next episode we're going to tackle storing values into variables. Variables are key elements into any programming language, regardless of type or or generation, really. You always use variables to store values in, and this is the most important thing on programming, regardless of the language. So once again, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time.